Sleeping Nation, The Morning After 5,000 Years, written by Nesu Njib, narrated by Nesu Njib. Copyright 2026 Nesu Njib. All rights reserved. No part of this book may be reproduced or transmitted in any form or by any means without prior written permission of the author, except brief quotations and reviews. This work is presented for educational and cultural purposes. Introduction. They told us our story began in chains, but the truth is older than that. Our story began in the Nile, with Mayat, balance, truth, divine order, long before the world learned our names and forgot our faces. This book isn't about nostalgia, it's about remembrance. It's a mirror for a people who've been taught to forget, a map for those ready to rise again. The mirror shows you who you are, divine, deliberate, and descended from architects of eternity. You'll see how history distorted our image, how systems reshaped our reflection, and why remembering isn't romantic, it's revolutionary. The message is simple. Sovereignty begins within. You can't rebuild a kingdom with a colonized mind. The same Mayat that held the Nile together still applies. Order, reciprocity, harmony, justice. Before there's a nation, there must be self-mastery. Before gold, discipline. Before the throne, the mind. The blueprint is what comes next. Our ancestors didn't rise by miracles. They rose by method, education, economy, health, law, family, and faith, all rooted in divine law, not foreign rule. When you live in rhythm with Mayat, you don't have to demand freedom, you embody it. This isn't about hate, it's about healing. It's about restoring the balance between Black man and Black woman, thought and action. As it is above, so it is below. It's about remembering that divinity isn't worship, it's activated. So take this as your call, not to believe, to build, to reclaim what was buried under centuries of lies, to reassemble the blueprint written in your blood. The morning doesn't ask permission, it arrives. And this is the morning after 5,000 years. Dua Necher, which means praise the divine. Chapter 1, The Mirror and the Message. This is not a book, it's a mirror. It was written so you could see yourself again. For too long, we've looked to reflections that were never ours, media that mocked us, religions that erased us, systems that used us, and histories that forgot us. But the mirror doesn't lie. When you finally face it, it doesn't flatter, it doesn't filter, it simply tells the truth. You are divine, but you've been deceived. The mirror is for clarity, the message is for correction, and together they are the beginning of resurrection. The mirror, seeing ourselves again. Before a nation can rise, it must first recognize itself. We were not slaves who became people. We were people that were enslaved. We were not born in chains. We were born under constellations aligned with cosmic law. But through centuries of colonialization and programming, we stopped seeing what the ancestors saw when they looked at us. Nesu, leader and or ruler of both lands. Nesut, female co-part and or female embodiment of this office. Builders, healers, and scientists. Now we see caricatures, trends, and trauma. We became consumers of imitation instead of creators of legacy. That's what happens when you lose your reflection. You mistake survival for success. The world told us we were cursed, and we started performing the curse. We let the mirror be replaced by the screen, and the screen became the new scripture. Likes replaced love, fame replaced purpose, and truth got traded for trend. The result is an entire people suffering from cultural amnesia, unable to remember their name, origin, or power. But the moment you remember, the illusion breaks, because remembering who you are is an act of revolution. The message, truth without permission. I am not perfect. I don't profess to be a prophet or the second coming of anything. I am a beacon. I am a lighthouse for my people in this sea of confusion placed upon us, a path back home where the colonizer tried to leave none. I'm not here to make you comfortable. I'm here to wake you up, because comfort is the cousin of captivity, and our people have been lulled into sleep by entertainment, debt, and distraction, while the same system that once whipped us now quietly bleeds us dry. I'm here because I'm worried about us. And like my brother 19 Keys said, I'm worried about us because we're not worried about us. Those words hit me like a truth I've been holding in my chest for years, because that's the mirror and the message. We're living through a time where distraction feels like destiny and apathy is sold as peace. The mirror shows us what we've become. The message calls us back to who we are. This message isn't polite, but it's pure. Ancestors didn't whisper this into me so I could sound poetic. They sent it so I could sound urgent. We have been asleep for 5 millennia and counting, and the dream has turned into a nightmare. We lost Mayat, the divine order, and replaced it with hustle. We lost our rites of passage and replaced them with rap lyrics. We lost the sacred feminine and replaced her with fashion trends. We lost unity and replaced it with ego. The message is simple. Sovereignty begins within. Sovereignty begins within. We cry for freedom but ignore discipline. We demand respect but avoid responsibility. The oppressor doesn't need to chain us when he can distract us. You cannot rebuild a kingdom if you still think like a slave. When a leadership failed, they didn't fall because the Most High abandoned them. They fell oftentimes because they abandoned Mayat or trusted a colonizer disguised as a friend and or ally. Balance is the backbone of civilization. When truth collapses, power follows. The same law still applies. Your diet is law. Your word is a law. Your work ethic is a law. Every choice in a decree that either strengthens or weakens your empire. Before there was a throne, there was the mind. Before there was gold, there was discipline. Before there was a kingdom, there was a man or woman who decided to rule self. That's where we start, the inner court. Because a people who cannot govern themselves will always be governed by someone else. The war for the mind. If knowledge of self didn't matter, they wouldn't have spent centuries stealing it from you. If your image had no power, they wouldn't have painted it white. If your divinity wasn't real, they wouldn't have rewritten it. They renamed your God, renamed your land, renamed your ancestors. Then they told you that everything black was pagan, everything African was evil, and everything divine looked like them. That wasn't religion, that was programming. And every generation that forgot itself made it easier for the next to be enslaved without chains. We traded the cotton field for the corporation, but the contract stayed the same. We must break the mental spell because no chains on earth are stronger than the lies we believe about ourselves. The restoration begins. To restore ourselves, we must return to the ancient law of Mayat: truth, balance, order, reciprocity, harmony, and justice. It's not superstition, it's structure. It's the natural order of all things, from the orbit of the stars to the rhythm of the Nile. When we align with it, we thrive. When we drift away from it, we decay. Mayat doesn't ask for belief, it demands alignment. When you rise early, when you eat clean, when you speak truth, when you live with purpose, when you love with balance, you are practicing Mayat. And when enough of us live that way, our collective vibration changes reality itself, because nations don't rise because of miracles, they rise because of maintenance. The mirror and the message. The mirror shows the truth. The message tells you what to do with it. When you finally look and see the Most High reflected in you, don't look away. Don't dim it. Don't apologize for it. That light isn't arrogance, it's assignment. The Most High does not need worshipers. The Most High needs workers, builders of Mayat, keepers of order, healers of nations. This book is not about belief, it's about blueprint. The mirror is not here to flatter you, it's here to remind you. The message is not here to comfort you, it's here to commission you. Because the time of spectatorship is over. The age of sovereignty has begun. Look in the mirror, receive the message. Now remember, dua nature. If this chapter touched a nerve, good. It's doing what it's supposed to do. Be sure to follow the Facebook page and to subscribe to the channel for subsequent chapters. And remember, nothing they gave us is better than what we have. Peace.